Alrighty. Like I said, I got this blister right here. Which I kind of put some numb stuff on it to help just a little bit. First thing we're gonna talk about during today's live. Hold on. We're gonna talk about the Norovirus just a second. I decided we're gonna talk about that first before anything else. Hold on, y'all. YouTube Elliott Live 2611. Alright, let me pin the comments on YouTube and Facebook. Alrighty, so let's get started. Welcome back everyone to the live. We had some technical difficulties, but we've pretty much went over a lot of things of yesterday. But we got another problem, a big issue, that today's live we're gonna have to try to get everything out the way. Alright, so the first thing, let's go over Trump actually. Let's go over, because he said something else about the Hantavirus. I don't think he's talked about the Norovirus. About the Norovirus, this Norovirus been around for a while. Last year a lot of people got it too. But this is actually very horrible that we got two viruses that are actually going around. And I'm sorry about the dogs barking. They'll stop in just a few minutes. We'll sit that out real quick. There's a siren going through. Alright. Alright, hold on guys. I'm trying to see the dog stop barking. The internet, welcome in, how you doing? Alright, so we're going to go over Trump, what he said again. His first saying about this. Yo, welcome in, Shadow, how you doing? Alright, let's see what he says on this real quick again.
Yes, I have. Well, I think you're going to be told
Anime, welcome in.
You already have. It's very much...
Damien, welcome in, how you freaking doing?
It was the ship, and I think...
Okay, so Donald Trump's just saying that he hopes everything's going to be fine and stuff. But let's go for what he says again 15 hours ago. What's up, bro? Yo! Welcome in. Alright, let's get it.
Now, we seem to have things under very good control. They know that virus very well. It's been around a long time. Not easily transferable, unlike COVID. But we'll see. We're studying it very closely. We have very good people studying it very closely.
Okay. Can y'all hear me over on YouTube? Is everything working over there? Hold on. This one's taking its time, ain't it? Hold on. Why is this not working, dude? What in the world? Is this working? Okay, we're good. What does someone say? Alright, make sure y'all can hear me because things are very weird. Yesterday they were weird. Alright, so what Trump was saying, that let's hear it again.
Now, we seem to have things under very good control. They know that virus very well. It's been around a long time. Not easily transferable, unlike COVID. But we'll see. We're studying it very closely. We have very good people studying it very closely.
Okay, so that's what he says again. It's the same thing over and over and over. Saying that we're studying it and all that stuff. Alright, so we got that out the way. Let's talk about the Norovirus real quick that is spreading. Alright, symptoms, vomiting often, violent and sudden, diarrhea, nausea, stomach pain and cramps, fever, headache, and body aches. Sometimes a lot of these freaking things sound like the flu. Alrighty, and there's 115 people that were infected on that ship or whatever. let's take a look at that real quick. Norovirus outbreak sickness or sickens 115 on cruise ship, more than 100 passengers and 13 crew members on the Carla Beam, if I'm saying it right, Princess, reported being ill according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Alrighty. And so as y'all see, that's the ship right there. Hold on, make sure. Hope y'all guys can see it just a little bit. Alrighty, outbreak on a cruise ship operated by Princess Cruises, the U.S. Centers for Disease Control Prevention. Those sickened, who include 102 passengers and 13 crew members, have been isolated from unaffected travelers, the agency said. So yeah, which is not freaking good for that. Luxury cruise ships outbreak, more than 230 passengers. Uh-oh. Trump. Oh, this is easy. There you go. Alright, alrighty. Let's look at this real quick. Okay, so we kind of pretty much went over that. Like I said, there's not really much out there right there for this virus, I think. But that's a lot of people infected, that's all I know. I want to go everything over with this virus real quick, because if I feel like we go over this virus, then we could get straight into the Hantavirus, which is not good so far. Alrighty. So they've been isolated. So that's good on that part. Outbreak of Norovirus during a 29-day round-trip luxury cruise from England to Eastern, according to Centers for Disease. Okay, yeah. Hantavirus, yes sir. We are talking about the Hantavirus in just a second, but we are talking about the Norovirus, which there's two viruses that are spreading now. So it's not good whatsoever. Alright, let's check this real quick. Okay, so there's news coming out right now that are live about it. What, two? Yes, there is. There's two viruses that are out right now. So there's two viruses, I'm going to say this, there's two viruses that are actually out now, which the Norovirus is been in here for a while, for years now, if I'm correct. But apparently a Disneyland ship or whatever, which is a Princess cruise ship, there has been a virus that has spread it through there, which is called the Norovirus, which a lot of people don't, which I'm live, but huh?
What is the name of the church I go to? Compassion of Christ, right?
Yeah. But the Norovirus is spreading to a lot of people on that ship. But the Hantavirus, we're going to go over that of the updates in a few seconds, which Trump has made another speech, which he said the same exact speech as the other speech that he said, which is weird. He should have talked about something else about the virus, because he said the exact same thing in the other video where we got it under control, and he said the same thing again. We got it under control. I hope everything's going to be fine, which there's pretty much nothing what Trump could really say about that, because he's not a scientist. He's the president, so he's just going to see what happens. I guess he's doing the same thing as I'm doing, just watching for updates. Alrighty. Alright, the CDC report indicates that 102 of the ships, let's see. Okay. The main symptoms shared have included diarrhea, vomiting. Yeah, it's pretty much. Can you speak Korean? No, I cannot. Okay, so that's pretty much about that, I guess. Alright, let's look at the news articles. Let's see what is going on with here. All right. CDC, over 100 fall ill due to norovirus outbreak on cruise from Fort Lauderdale. Here's a video, I think.
Hi, I'm Bobby Suarez with SellToBobby.com, and I want to buy
That's an
your
ad.
house. I'll make you an as.
Well, we're gonna pause that. It don't matter. Alrighty. The wait a minute. Whoa, wait a minute. The cruise ship is supposed to freaking return. Okay. So here's another update. If this cruise with the norovirus on there, on that ship, if it aborts and takes people back to their, wherever, the norovirus will also freaking spread. Same as the hantavirus. Ain't that fun? But we will go over the hantavirus in just a second. But yeah, more than 100 people fell ill due to a norovirus outbreak or on the Caribbean Princess cruise ship that health officials say departed from Fort Lauderdale on April 29th. So it's kind of so that's actually close, as the hantavirus actually spread it on the ship. That's crazy. Okay, officials said 102 passengers and 13 crew members became ill and have since been isolated. So that's good, they're isolated. That's good. In March, authorities confirmed that more than 150 people fell ill on Princess cruise ship that, oh my gosh, 150 people fell ill. Yeah. That's a lot of people. Kind of seems like the norovirus is hitting more than the hantavirus. It's affecting people. Should we go buy a mask? So, in my opinion, besides these two viruses that are going around, now I'm gonna say this: back during COVID days, COVID kind of spread it very, very quick, more than these viruses has. But apparently, since there's two viruses, they could both spread just like that. So, I mean, I do recommend buying a mask for sure. Because I'm even thinking about it too, because apparently, so a lot of people told me that the norovirus, we've already noted about the norovirus, it's been here for a while now, but the fact is, who wants to get the norovirus? Not me. No one wants to get the norovirus. I definitely don't. That's Logan Paul. Alrighty, looks like everything, we have difficulties again, which that's not good. Hold on, guys. Let me check everything. Let me make sure everything's working. We're good? Let me check everything. We're good? Let me make sure everything's working. Okay, we should be good. Everything's frozen again. Alright, let's go over this real quick. I feel like we're gonna have a bad internet connection again. Let's go over to Hantavirus again. And if everything's good, if we clear up that, then we'll go back to the the other virus. Alright, this is 2 hours ago. Hantavirus cruise, WHO Director General will travel to Tenerife for disembarkment. Reparation flights are planned on Sunday and Monday. So the flights will be here on Sunday and Monday for the people who may have the hantavirus, which not good. But if you feel like, I would say this, if you feel like that, if you feel like this viruses are going to be bad and you feel like they're going to spread throughout the whole world and states and stuff, I do recommend buying a mask. Make sure you take vitamins also. But the only reason why I recommend a mask is because the hantavirus, it kind of seems like that it is hard to spread person to person. It's like, for example, if someone's talking and they literally just spit on you, there's like 85 chances that you could get the hantavirus. And I do recommend wear a mask anywhere you go. A lot of people be like, why are you wearing a mask? honestly, they have not been watching the news. They have not been watching any live streams about it. Soon, I will also be wearing a mask too. A lot of my friends are like, "Why would you wear a mask?" Because I'm just saying, no, a mask obviously is not going to stop you from getting sick, but it is going to help you 100% as COVID didn't. I know when I started wearing a mask, I didn't really get sick as much. But if you do have a very, very weak immune system, I do say start like ordering a mask or buy a mask from stores. Because due to all this, looks like we don't really have much updates about the Hantavirus. Because since there's a Norovirus, there's more updates coming on that, so they're kind of, yeah. All right. Hantavirus cruise passengers will be hold on. Let's see. Soon reports. Oh wow. So they're gonna be evacuated soon. That's not good. All right. Passengers on a Hantavirus stricken MV Honda's cruise ship will be evacuated within the next day. ABC 13 News reported earlier Saturday morning and taken back to their countries under strict monitoring. Are they stupid? Are they literally stupid? That is literally stupid. That is not good. All right, let's look up the Hantavirus videos. That is actually very dumb of them. So apparently they're going to be taking, I think apparently all of the people who are on that ship, I think all of them are going to evacuate to their home countries and stuff, and they're just going to be monitored. Alright, is there any new videos? Yeah, we got some, lawyer reacts to Hantavirus. I'm not going to react to that, because that's not what we need to see. How about the aliens? Are you going to do a live on that? I've been reading some of the... Yeah, so about the aliens too, I will do a live about that tomorrow, slash the viruses too. Yeah, that's, actually crazy, but we'll have to see what goes on. I've been waiting for them to do a zombie apocalypse soon. Which area are you in? Virginia. And yes, we are being monitored in Virginia also. This is 17 hours ago. Why shouldn't you worry about the Hantavirus outbreak? Let's hear this.
You've certainly heard the good news by now that
Alright, let's turn this up a little bit. I feel like...
You've certainly heard the good news by now that the risk is low of hantavirus turning into a pandemic. That's what we're hearing from the World Health Organization and the CDC. But I wanted to explain for a minute why they are saying that. Typically, there are three things that they look at to try and determine the level of concern. Something known as the reproductive number. Now, this is a number that basically says if you have somebody who's infected with the virus, how many people are they likely to spread it to? When they look at sort of outbreak averages when it comes to hantavirus, that number is around 1.19.
Okay, so it's basically saying right there, like for example, Daxton, welcome in. What country? America. I would say that, on the other hand, what he's talking about there is, for example, if I go to school and I'm sitting beside my friend and he has a hantavirus and I get it from him, I have to hang around him for a while to get the hantavirus. And then if I come back to my family and I'm talking to them for hours and stuff, they're going to get it just like that probably. So the hantavirus, I'm saying that I think the hantavirus is going to spread and spread and spread and spread, but then often it's going to die off. Because that's kind of what it's looking like, in my opinion. But if we're talking about the norovirus is spreading up very, 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 very quickly. So the norovirus could beat the hantavirus and change up into a pandemic of the norovirus, which is kind of very strange. Which I don't. It's weird. I am in Korean. Nice. Heck yeah! I love to see we have some other countries in the live chat on YouTube. Heck yeah. Let's see. Okay. The CNN cities, or news, you could say, health officials and reporting 17 Americans aboard the cruise ship will be escorted on a charter flight and taken to the national quarantine unit. Oof, that's gonna suck. So you're likely to give it to family, but not to person besides you and so how it will work is it's not gonna be like COVID basically. Like COVID is spreaded everywhere, right? Like for example, if one person in Walmart has COVID and they're walking by everybody, there's a chance that you're gonna get it quick, right? But if someone has a hantavirus and they're just walking through, it's not likely that you're gonna get it. You have to be in contact, you have to hug them. If couples basically, they're 100% chance that you will get it because the hantavirus it's mainly known spread it by rats and other animals, not person to person. But they call this disease not a virus now because it is a disease that is transferring person to person to person. But you have to be close up to someone. Like for example, if someone is wrestling, right? They're wrestling for what 20 to 30 minutes usually. They're 100% chance they're going to get it. But the norovirus is kind of the same, almost like COVID, I would say, because that you are literally, if you're close, then there is a chance that you're gonna get it or whatever. So in my opinion, what does someone say in here? Mm, but yeah, that's how we would say that. I would say that if we're looking at the monitoring, right, in Virginia, since if anyone's in Virginia like I am, if you are in Virginia right now and you see people just monitored, um, if they start to have symptoms in the next 8 weeks, yes, the antivirus does take 8 freaking weeks. So, which I would kind of say is definitely worse than COVID because COVID did not take up to 8 weeks. The news might say it might take 8 weeks. No, it didn't. It only takes up to 2 days to find out if you have symptoms or not of COVID. Usually 4 to 5 days. That's about it. If it takes up to 8 weeks, dude, this is gonna be freaking even more worse because if someone was around with who had the Honda virus, and if they're near a friend and they're on vacation or something like that, then they get it and they don't even know it, and it could take up to 8 weeks for them to find symptoms or have symptoms. They could go near everyone else and then they're going to get it, and it could take up more 8 weeks for those people to have symptoms also. So, which is not good whatsoever. So it kind of seems like it's taking forever. That's why I'm thinking it's going to die off. Because it's taken for a while for people to show symptoms. Now let's check YouTube chat, make sure it's
going to die off.
Okay. But the norovirus, on the other hand, I would kind of say that it's not going to die off. A lot of people say that the norovirus has been here forever, it's going to die off. I don't think it's going to die off. If people get off that cruise ship and they travel back to where they came from, or whatever, the norovirus is probably going to be a bigger problem than the antivirus. The only thing about the hantavirus, it could make you end up having a kidney disease, which could possibly kill you off quicker than the norovirus. The norovirus does it's apart from this, the disease of the norovirus, which is just a virus, not exactly a disease, as they haven't really called it the norovirus a disease yet. The reason why they're calling a hantavirus diseases, the reason why they're calling the hantavirus a disease is because it is affecting your kidneys, preventing you to have a kidney failure plus disease. So if you have any kidney failures already and you get it, I mean, that's pretty much it for you, in my opinion, because it doesn't obviously always affect your kidneys. If you had kidney failure, or not kidney failure, if you have any kidney diseases in the past or something wrong with your kidneys or whatever, that's how it's gonna affect you. So that's just how it's gonna go. Hold on, let me do some real quick. Let me get some other update reports real quick. Pull this up a little bit too, up on here. All right, there we go. Okay, this was 1 day ago. Contact tracing could be key in halting the spread of hantavirus. Here's how it works. Alrighty, so here's how it works. Alright. International team of disease detectives. Let me pull this up more. Is now racing to connect with the more than 24 passengers that have got off the ship on the Honda's cruise ship in Atlantic Island. Let's see. Scroll down a little bit more. Hantavirus was identified. These individuals have flown across the world, excuse me, including to the United States and other countries. The risk of further spread of the virus is low. You see it right there how they're saying low? I see a lot of people that say, but the COVID, they always said it was very low to spread, and then it spread up just like that. But the hantavirus, if it takes up to 8 weeks and stuff, there's a chance that even if you are contacted with whoever who has the hantavirus, the fact is that your body could actually fight off the hantavirus less than 8 weeks. So there's a chance that the hantavirus could die off, but the norovirus, there's a chance that it could spread it more. I have a cousin who leaves on her cruise tomorrow, and advice would you give her? Do you know what cruise it is? Mm-hmm. I've been studying this for a month now about these viruses. I'm not even joking. I've been studying about these viruses for a whole month now, and then all of a sudden these two viruses come up. That's pretty crazy, ain't it? So that's how I know. That's why I know so much about these viruses now. I've already studied about the hantavirus a long time ago too. I've studied about the norovirus. I've studied about the flu. So, which is actually great to learn about. Alrighty. But public health officials want to make sure the outbreak is contained. Now, if they don't step up and if they don't contain the virus, then the hantavirus is going to spread out to the public even more. A lot of people kept saying we need the public to close. We need a lockdown. A lot of people think the lockdown is fun because they get to sit at home on summer break for the children. I would say, especially with COVID. When COVID hit and a lockdown, I was like, okay, no school. I get to sit at home. But the fact is, but then if you get sick and okay, I'll come. Let's see, watch it. Please remember. What time is it now? It is 12:45 p.m. Eastern Time. Alrighty, so, and we've already gone over what Trump said also about it. He said the exact same thing as he said yesterday. That we hope everything's going to clear up. We have a lot of good people that's going to help us and all that stuff. They tried the same thing with COVID too, so and it didn't really do much. But if you're talking about like whoever's leaving on a cruise, it depends on what cruise. Now, I would say this: a lot of people are terrified to go on a cruise. Cruises they've been dangerous for forever now. But I would say this on the other hand: people who are getting on these cruises and stuff, you don't know who's been on where. You don't know what person been on what. When that person gets on that cruise, therefore another virus could spread through. But it's very not rare. I would say right now a 65 chance that any cruise that you get on, there's a chance that a virus will spread. But advice that I will give you is, number one, make sure you have a mask. 2, make sure you're starting taking vitamins. If you haven't started taking vitamins, take them now. Because if, for example, if you get on a cruise and a virus starts to spread, therefore, there's a chance that your immune system will help fight off any viruses or disease that may go on a ship. So, which is a good thing. And if you do get sick, the fact is those vitamins are still helping. Your immune system is it's actually helping fight off any virus that you may have. So, therefore, you wouldn't have to be scared or worry about anything like that. So, all right, we got another news report. 18 minutes ago. Okay, all right. Everyone's gonna have to hear it for this one. All right, Hantavirus live update. Spanish authorities preparing for the arrival of the Honda ship. So, global health authorities are working to contain an outbreak of hantavirus aboard the MV Honda's cruise ship. The total number of confirmed cases associated with the outbreak is increasing. Health officials said to date. Of the date, 3 people who were aboard the ship are known to have died of the virus. More than 100 passengers remain on the ship, and the World Health Organization is monitoring their health. Officials said that the overall public health risk remains low, but that there may be some person-to-person spread. So, all what they're saying is that the person is just going to spread, but which we already know that. So that's nothing that we gotta. I'm not gonna say worry about the hantavirus right now. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying worry. What you should be worried about the most is worry about the people being monitored, because the people who are being monitored right now, if they start to show any symptoms whatsoever, therefore that's when you should start to worry. Because if those people are being monitored and they start to show any symptoms, therefore that there's a good chance that it's going to spread to doctors, other people who they're nearby. Therefore, if it spreads up into your state or country, therefore there's a chance that you could get it also. So that's what I'm going to say. Alrighty. And no one's talking about a lockdown yet, like COVID. No one is. A lot of people may talk about it right now and say, "Oh, but there's a chance." There's no chances yet. There's no chances that we'll be on lockdown at any time at the moment. So we're just looking at it and just trying to monitor these people as possible as we can. That's all I'm saying. That if they don't monitor them right, and these people leave their houses or wherever they're at, that's all I'm saying. Therefore, that's not good whatsoever. All right, let's check out with the norovirus real quick. Alrighty. The last news reports was 19 hours. No, never mind. Okay. That was 1 hour ago. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention reports it is monitoring a norovirus outbreak on board a Princess cruise ship that departed Fort Lauderdale more than a week ago. Alright. So, it's kind of the same thing that about what I'm talking about in this live video, is that they're just monitoring these people who have the norovirus also. So it's the same thing as the hantavirus. They're just monitoring, see if they have any symptoms, but seems like more people are getting the norovirus than the hantavirus. Let's see. Alright, let's go over to norovirus real quick. Yeah, I just put in, that's it, and it just popped up norovirus cruise ship. That's crazy. Alright, let's watch some videos of it. Let's see what's going on. Alright, let's see what this guy has to say about it just 20 hours ago.
We have some big news right now. The CDC has announced a norovirus outbreak impacting more than 100 people on a cruise ship in the Caribbean. According to the CDC, the Caribbean Princess Cruise has a norovirus outbreak as we speak, with about 100 people or more sick. According to the agency at this time, 102 passengers and 13 crew members were reported sick. Symptoms include vomiting and diarrhea. In total, there are over 3,000 passengers and over 1,000 crew. It's unclear exactly how many more will get sick on this ship. I've gotten a lot of messages about this outbreak, which is why I wanted to make this video make clear this has nothing to do with the hantavirus outbreak, and norovirus outbreaks, especially on cruise ships, are actually normal. Normal as in they're common. The ship is currently in the Atlantic Ocean. It's scheduled back in Florida in about a few days on May 11th. The voyage lasted from April 28th to May 11th. There is no threat to the general public. Like I said, many of you have reached out to me about this, and so I wanted to provide you an update. As always, spread the word, follow along to stay updated on all the news you need to know.
Yeah, see, now a lot of people say, but cruise ships and stuff, should I not go on one? Cruise ships, there's so many people on cruise ships. So obviously people are going to get sick no matter what. Think about the Titanic. Right? For example, if they built the Titanic again on this day and the hantavirus spread it all over that Titanic ship, the fact is, guess what would have happened? Then it's just going to happen to every ship almost. I would say. But just because you get on a cruise ship, don't worry and think about, oh, what happens if this happens? It's very normal. That's all I'm gonna say. But as it's looking right now, it looks like it's just spreading over and over. If they would have kept them on that ship, we wouldn't have this problem. That's all I'm saying. All right, 100 plus people infected with the norovirus. Let's take a look at this. Let's see what this says.
Meanwhile, another cruise ship is under quarantine for norovirus. The CDC says 102 passengers and 13 crew members aboard the Caribbean Princess, operated by Princess Cruises, got sick. Officials say those infected have been separated. The ship left Fort Lauderdale last month and expects to return Monday.
Yeah, see, do you see exactly right there? Expects to return on Monday. This coming up Monday. So, take a look at this. Look at the ship that had the hantavirus on. Was that ship huge? Imagine, take a look at this cruise, which they're calling it the norovirus cruise. Take a look at that big, huge ship. They're coming all back Monday. We're going to have two viruses that are going to be communicating together and working together to just spread out through the whole entire world. So that's something that you got to look on and be worried about. That's all I'm gonna say. All right, let's hear this real quick.
Ahoy, cruisers! A serious health warning for anyone hitting the high seas. Over 100 passengers and crew are now confirmed with norovirus on a recent voyage. The CDC reports this significant outbreak, showing just how quickly this nasty gastrointestinal illness can spread in close quarters. For those planning a cruise, this is a stark reminder to keep your guard up, practice impeccable hygiene, and be aware of symptoms. Nobody wants their dream vacation ruined by the 2-day curse. What precautions do you take to avoid getting sick aboard? Let me know in the comments. Ahoy, cruise!
Which I just said. Wear a mask, take vitamins, and also bring gloves as possible, just in case, because you never know.
More than 100 people are sick from a norovirus outbreak on a Caribbean Princess cruise ship that left from Fort Lauderdale in April. That cruise ship will be back on Monday. The CDC says the 102 passengers and 13 crew members infected have been isolated. The cruise line also says it disinfected every area of the ship and added extra sanitizing throughout. The CDC says it is the fourth gastrointestinal illness outbreak on a cruise ship so far this year.
All right. So I got a big question that someone said to me on YouTube chat. Someone said, since we have these big viruses that are coming up, is there even a possible chance that an actual apocalypse could happen? Which obviously is zombie, basically. The news. I've been watching The Walking Dead recently. I've been playing the games. Now I've just been watching The Walking Dead for what was it? 4 days now? 5 days now? Something like that. I've been watching it again, even though I watched all of it. But someone actually asked me that, and I was like, well, in my opinion, I don't think so. I really don't. Now, the news is talking about, the aliens and all this stuff, but we'll get to that tomorrow's live. Which, if aliens are real, then hey, they're real. But someone said, like, is there a chance that zombies could actually happen? Like, is that actually a chance? Is that actually possible? Now, there's like a sickness thing that where like deers have and like rats and all that stuff. Now, obviously, if we look at this, if someone's sick, they can't just come up out of the dead. Once you're dead, you're dead. That's it. You can't come up. But I would kind of say that if a virus just sparks out of nowhere, where people will continue to start eating people and all that stuff, then yeah, there's maybe so. But I'm not going to jump to that case. I'm not even going to talk about all that much because, I mean, anything's possible at this point. That's all I'm saying. I mean, look at this virus right here. I mean, you never know, right? Anything's possible. Anything's a chance that could happen. Mm-hmm. Alrighty. Ready. Norovirus hits cruise ship for the second time? Oh, wow. That was 11 years ago when the norovirus hits a cruise ship for the second time. Now it got that virus up. This is 20 seconds ago. What does it say? Cruise ship that left for Lauderdale hit by norovirus. It's just 30 seconds long. Let's hear this.
Made with 100% chicken. Light as air, but heavy on chicken.
Also new this morning, another cruise ship is reporting an outbreak of illness. The CDC says more than 100 people have gotten sick in a norovirus outbreak. 102 passengers and 13 crew members were reported sick on the ship named the Caribbean Princess, operated by Princess Cruises. The CDC says they have been isolated from the infected. The ship left the port in Fort Lauderdale late last month. It's due back on Monday.
Okay, sounds like her voice is almost out. Uh-oh. All right, let's hear this real quick. I don't think we have.
A serious outbreak has now been reported on another cruise ship, this time the Caribbean Princess, part of Carnival's Princess line. Over 100 passengers and a dozen crew have been stricken with what has been confirmed to be the norovirus. Symptoms of this virus are projectile vomiting, diarrhea, abdominal cramps. It is often transmitted on cruise ships because of the close quarters and using common touch areas such as hand railings, elevator buttons, spatulas, and that all you...
Yeah, so that's the way you could get the norovirus. Just by touching a door. You touch a door, you could get it. That's the problem with that. I mean, that's pretty much any sickness, but the norovirus is 75 chances that even if you touch a desk or whatever, that someone else who had the norovirus, you are going to get it probably. Alright, Americans from Hantavirus hit cruise ship to quarantine in Nebraska. U.S. officials are monitoring 6 new people in the states as health experts have emphasized the hantavirus outbreak is not the same as the COVID pandemic. So do you see exactly right there how they're saying that it's not the same as the COVID pandemic? But like I said, if we have 2 viruses now, there's a chance that it could spread up very bad and become way worse than COVID did. But we'll just see what happens. I'm just here just to watch the news and tell y'all about it and tell y'all what I know and what I think. Sorry, let's hear this real quick.
Breaking news from a Princess Cruises ship in the Caribbean, where a massive norovirus outbreak has turned a dream vacation into a nightmare for hundreds on board. Health officials say more than 100 passengers and over a dozen crew members became sick aboard the Caribbean Princess during the vomiting virus. According to the CDC, at least 102 passengers and 13 crew members.
Uh-oh, hold on. Yeah, we're having difficulties again. Hold on, y'all. I hate difficulties. Let's see. Yeah, we're having difficulties again. Hold on, y'all. May God help this live. Let's see. Alright, YouTube chat, Facebook chat, we're good? Alright, we're gonna have to make this real quick because this... I think we're good. I'm just trying to make sure we don't have any more difficulties because this is not good so far. I don't know why everything's lagging. I think after this I'm gonna unplug everything and just see what happens. But let's finish this real quick. Let's start over actually.
Breaking news from a Princess Cruises ship in the Caribbean, where a massive norovirus outbreak has turned a dream vacation into a nightmare for hundreds on board. Health officials say more than 100 passengers and over a dozen crew members became sick aboard the Caribbean Princess during a 2-week voyage through the Eastern Caribbean. The symptoms? Severe vomiting and diarrhea caused by the highly contagious norovirus, often called the vomiting virus. According to the CDC, at least 102 passengers and 13 crew members reported getting sick while on board the nearly 950-foot cruise ship. Princess Cruises says they immediately increased sanitizing procedures, isolated sick passengers, and began deep cleaning operations across the vessel. The ship is expected to return to Florida soon, where it will undergo another full disinfection before its next trip. But this is already the second norovirus outbreak tied to a Princess Cruises ship this year, raising major concerns about health safety on cruise vacations.
You see exactly right there. They're heading back to Florida. Do you see exactly right there? Do you see exactly what they're doing? 2 cruises are literally about to dock. The first ship's already docked and spread it all over the country. You know, I'd be like, Elliot, why are you taking this seriously? You don't really take like this seriously, because I really don't, but now I am, because this is something that I just want to pay attention to and just keep on looking at, because this is actually freaking crazy. What's y'all opinions on it? What y'all think? And make sure YouTube chat's good still. What's y'all opinions on it? What y'all think? Okay, we're good. All right, make sure. All right, we're not gonna get off yet. I'm gonna try my best. I want to try my best to go a little more, because I'm not really finished yet. And I want to get everything through this live today, because throughout the hours. Right now it's 1 o'clock p.m. Around 3 o'clock we'll have another update. So I just want to get through everything else so we don't have to go through a lot. But it seemed like the news on Hantavirus is all like 15 hours ago, 17 hours ago. We already went over that 18 minutes ago, 1 day ago. They're really stuck on this Norovirus right now. 2 hours ago, 30 minutes ago. We've already went over that too. 3 hours ago, we've already went over that. Lord of mercy, we've went over everything. Hold on, let's hear this real quick.
Fields, okay? And then it is eventually cleaned, treated, and sent to your home. So while there's still water that's always going to reach your home and reach your tap, that path that it takes really does depend on how much rain we see here in Florida and how.
So I think they're talking about right there is the they're just talking about how like the rain was raining there too also, which that's none, we don't really, you know, it's just whatever. Alright, so I can't believe we're focusing on 2 viruses now. This is actually very strange. Yeah, like I said, with the Norovirus, more than 100 people feel ill on the cruise ship that left Florida last week, and is set to return soon, according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. What are the symptoms? Which we've already went over the symptoms, didn't we? Let's look at the symptoms again. Alright, outbreaks on cruise and VSPs. They're not really saying on here. Here, let's look. Let's go to the Google Doc. See what they've posted. What they sent me. Alright, sudden vomiting often begins. Muscle pain. Let's see, dry mouth and throat. Dizziness upon standing. Little to no tears when crying. What? Excuse me? That's a symptom? This is a symptom for the Norovirus? Even if you cry, there's really no tears? That's a symptom for the what the freak? Okay, symptoms. Okay, this is actually normal. Symptoms typically start 12 to 48 hours, or could usually start up to 3 days. But the Norovirus starts up to literally 8 weeks to probably 3 weeks. That's actually freaking crazy. That is not good. Yeah. Oh, if y'all know who the WHO director, that's what his name is, WHO Director General, I don't recommend watching them because they're not I really don't care for much about them. Hantavirus cruise, who Director General will travel to. Yeah, I read that. A cluster of hantavirus cases struck the Dutch-flagged cruise ship Invis. Yeah, we read that too. It's May 9th. Let's look at May 9th real quick, see what we got. May 9th, 26. Yeah, I've been studying this for a month now, just to, not these viruses, I've been studying other viruses and stuff too. I really don't see much now. Let's try to find some more videos and stuff of it and find out. Let's see. Find out. Okay, good. Make sure that's good. All right. Let's see if what other videos we got. Ads.
Cruise News Today with Doug Parker.
Good morning. Here's your cruise news for Saturday, May 9th. Disney Adventure was forced to cancel a sailing from Singapore after passengers already boarded the ship.
But we will, unfortunately, be cancelling the remainder of this experience.
That was the ship's captain announcing the cancellation. Disney Cruise Line says a mechanical issue impacted the ship's propulsion system and it could not be repaired in time for the 4-night voyage, which was scheduled to depart on May 7th. Now, guests had already boarded the ship before the cancellation was announced yesterday afternoon. One passenger who emailed our tip line said that their family flew more than 9,500 miles from New York to Singapore and were, quote, disappointed, but we're trying to make the best of the situation, unquote, they told me. Disney says affected guests will receive a refund, 50% discount on a future sailing, a comp hotel night, stateroom incidentals, and flight changes. The May 11th sailing is scheduled to sail as planned. And 115 passengers and crew members are sick aboard the Caribbean Princess after the CDC confirmed a norovirus outbreak on the 13-night Southern Caribbean voyage. The outbreak was reported to the CDC after 102 of the ship's 3,100 passengers fell ill. That was crossing the mandatory 3% reporting threshold. 13 crew members also reported symptoms. Now, Princess Cruises has activated its outbreak prevention plan, which involves increasing cleaning of high-touch surfaces and isolating sick guests and crew. The ship is scheduled to return to Port Canaveral on May 11th. And Carnival Cruise Line's reservation system went offline Friday for planned maintenance, temporarily preventing guests from booking cruises or managing existing reservations. Now, the outage began around 9 p.m. last night, so Friday night, and is scheduled to last until about 3 p.m. Eastern today. During the downtime, guests cannot log into their accounts, complete online check-in, modify bookings, or purchase add-ons like shore excursions or specialty dining. However, you still are able to opt in for those terms and conditions for the new Carnival Rewards program, so don't forget to do that. The cruise line says the maintenance is planned and expects a full system to be restored by this afternoon. And cruise stocks were down Friday. Carnival Corporation down 2%, 26.38. Royal down the same.
And they're canceling future cruise ships and also planes. Also, I'm sure, I think, too. All right, guys. Well, I think I'm all for today. That was the update. It is 1:11 p.m. Eastern time. And so what is this real quick? That's just whatever. Oh yeah, let's go over this real quick.
Are you guys seeing what is going on in Texas right now? We're gonna die, bro.
The news of the hantavirus is spreading across social media. The virus usually spreads by inhaling contaminated rodent droppings and can spread person to person.
What do you mean they got off the boat? What do you mean there's already cases in Texas?
What do you mean?
Yes, state leaders did confirm that 2 passengers on the ship are from Texas, but they also said they did not have any symptoms and they did not come in contact with anyone who was sick on the ship.
They don't know that.
The particular strain of hantavirus that is causing an issue on the cruise ship right now is the Andes strain. We absolutely do not have that in the Houston area. We're even a little too far east for the Sin Nombre strain, which is endemic in the desert Southwest. There is a bayou strain of hantavirus that is in this area,
That's 2
but
days
it
ago.
almost never causes human infections.
And if you plan on traveling for the summer and you're a little worried, Dr. Yancey says there are preventative steps you can take.
When traveling, just be mindful of the environment that you're in. It's probably not a good idea to play with mice and rats at any point in time.
Are you guys?
So this summer, everyone needs to just be careful and stuff. All right, I'll check one more last time on the news articles and stuff and see what we got for the Norovirus and Hantavirus. And then if I really don't see much, we're gonna be off for the day. And thank God for allowing me to have another day. Praise Him. And thank you for allowing us to see what's going on for the day. On the virus live update, Spanish authorities preparing for the arrival of, which we got that. Oh, this is 42 minutes ago. We've not went over this. Experts wonder where is the CDC as a hantavirus outbreak unfolds on a cruise ship. No quick dispatching of disease investigators, no televised news conferences to inform the public, no timely help. Oh my gosh. They're not even telling people about this. President Donald Trump, we seem to have things under very good control, as he told reporters Friday evening, and also, in the midst of antivirus that involves Americans and is making headlines around the world, the U.S. government's top public health agencies, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, has been under characteristically missing in action, according to a number of experts. The CDC is not even a player, said Lawrence. Health experts at Georgetown University. I've never seen that before. Oh. To experts, the situation aboard a cruise ship has not spread because, unlike COVID-19 or measles or the flu, hantavirus does not spread easily. There has been health experts in other countries, not the United States, who have been dealing primarily with the outbreak in the past week. Okay, so basically the same stuff as I've been talking about. Spain's island, where the ship was expected to arrive early Sunday. Local Americans on board, they said. The second team will go. Thank you for the subscribe. Alright, let me turn this up all the way.
For the decades that science. This week, we've seen a developing investigation into a cluster, a very unusual cluster of cases of a certain type of hantavirus. It's called an Andes virus. It's a hantavirus from South America. And it's the one type of hantavirus that scientists suspect may be able to spread from person to person.
In previous outbreaks, there has been instances of human-to-human transmission, mainly among close contacts, either providing clinical care or people who have had close physical contact. And we believe that's happening and has happened in the case here on the ship as well.
For the decades that scientists have known about hantavirus, they've almost always believed that the only way you can get it is from being in contact with the droppings, the dried urine of mice or other rodents. Different viruses have different abilities to spread. Some, like measles, can spread like wildfire. Others are harder to spread. You have to be in very close contact with someone who's very sick, who has a lot of symptoms. This hantavirus, if it's spreading from person to person, seems to be in that latter camp. Health officials say the general public does not need to be worried about hantavirus. It's still rare. This is not the next pandemic. This is not the next epidemic. This is a cluster of cases, a very unusual situation that is not expected to spread its tentacles across the world. Investigators are still nailing down exactly what's going on. They're still doing genomic sequencing to understand if there's mutations. They're still looking at the cases and when they happened and what exposures they had. There's still a lot of stuff to be ironed out, but it's kind of a turning point in the scientific discussion about whether this is a virus that can spread among people.
Alrighty, so yeah, that's about it on the hantavirus for today. Seems like we got everything that we need. Thank God. So, this is 13 minutes ago. Yeah, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention reports it is monitoring a norovirus outbreak on board a Princess cruise ship that departed for, a report from the agency said the outbreak unfolded on the Princess ship, which departed from, we got that. Alright, I would say this for everyone. Alright, a lot of people may not believe this, but I do recommend, I do recommend, if you don't feel safe about these two viruses that are going around, the norovirus and the hantavirus, yes, I don't think this is going to be a COVID pandemic. I don't think so whatsoever. I don't believe it. But it could happen. That's all I'm going to say. I do recommend to wear a mask if you don't feel safe, even though people are being monitored, even though if they don't show no symptoms. I just say be prepared. That's all. Be prepared, just in case, because you never know what could happen. If you don't feel safe, wear a mask. And yeah, that's about it. Just wear a mask and just see what happens from there. Because today we've went over the norovirus / the hantavirus. We also watched some videos about it too. I've been studying viruses and diseases at school for a month and a half, and then all of a sudden these viruses pop out. So this is why I decided to live stream all of this every single day to give updates, because now I know exactly how to report them. I know how to read the updates well. I make sure they're actually 100% accurate updates. I'm going to say this. If y'all don't ever see me go live about none of these anymore, therefore the viruses are died out. If you see me continue to go live about these every single day and stuff, therefore they're getting worse, or there's just more updates coming out with them or about it. But I do recommend just buy masks again and start wearing them everywhere you go, just in case. Because you never know what could happen. You never know what disease or virus could go out. But yeah, y'all just be careful on that, because soon, I think for me, I might have to wear a mask also myself if this continues to go out. Alright guys, well, I'm gonna get off for today. Thank y'all guys for joining, and I'll see y'all guys later on. YouTube. Love y'all guys.